The annual Onderstepoort Feedlot Challenge availed again this year despite COVID-19 challenges. The Plaas TV team attended this event where fifth-year vet students take on the feedlot by simulating the entire beef production process. Stay tuned for feedback on the final on-the-hoof evaluation. We also get to meet the teams and winners of this year's Feedlot Challenge. But first, over to Lisa for the news.
In today's news, a long-term food crisis is looming in South Africa. This is according to a press release by the KwaZulu-Natal Agricultural Union, following the recent unrest in the province. According to the CEO of KwaNalu, Sandy Lamarck, feed stock for livestock, chickens, pigs and other animals is being depleted on farms. Road blockages mean that egg, fruit and vegetable producers are unable to get their products to end users. At the same time, sugarcane and timber producers are not able to deliver to mills. Packaging operations for commodities such as eggs, milk, vegetables and fruit are also affected. This is what the president of KwaNalu, Peter John Hazard, had to say on Friday.
Obviously the N3 and the N2 are of utmost importance to the farming community on a whole. Feed needs to be brought in for animals in feedlots, chickens, pigs, cattle, and also food that needs to be brought in to replenish the stocks that have been demolished, burnt. So we need those two routes open. One bit of information is the N2 up Piet Retief, Ermelo towards Joburg is open. Some of the fruit trucks from Tlhluwi have left this area this morning to go and deliver fruit up in Joburg. Hopefully they can help and bring some much needed supplies for the shops that are still operating in our area. So hopefully the SANDF will be able to escort vehicles up and down the N3 so we can get everything back to normal again. Thank you. Bye.
And those were the words from Peter John Hazard. He is the president of KwaNalu. One of the largest post-harvest avocado handling facilities in the world is currently being built in Limpopo. The Muketsi Packhouse will be an 11,200 square meter facility and will be used to pack avocados and tomatoes. The first avos are expected to be packed and shipped from the facility in February next year. The facility will serve the strategic partnership between ZZ2, Mission Produce and Core Fruit. This will in turn provide access to world-class packing facilities and new markets for other avocado producers in Limpopo. At full capacity, the packhouse will be able to handle 70,000 tonnes per year. And the family-owned Ceres-based cidery Loxtonia was named world champion at the International Cider Challenge in London. This was South Africa's only trophy winner in the challenge. Loxtonia's first bottle of fermented cider, Alexandra Blush Methadot Traditionnel, was crowned Supreme Champion for 2021. It also won the Rosé Trophy as the best cider made in the rosé style. This was one of 150 entries from 18 different cider producing countries. And on that high note, that's today's news.
We are at the Onderstepoort Feedlot Challenge, where the fifth-year vet students have been getting to know the feedlot by simulating the meat production process. This experience is designed to give them valuable practical experience, and at today's leg of the competition we'll be seeing the final on-the-hoof evaluation and also be meeting the winning team.
We're pretty much at the end of the challenge. This is the cattle's last or second last day in the feedlot. So tomorrow they will leave us and they will go to their final destination. Today we are here and we do the on the hoof evaluation, where we pick the best male and female animal on the hoof. The unusual challenge is most probably what is on everybody's lips, and that is COVID. So organizing this challenge with all the COVID restrictions and precautions was very challenging, not only for me as a coordinator, but also for the students. Special achievements, I want to incorporate the whole group, because it was very difficult under these circumstances to feed these cattle, to be there when they're sick, to treat them when needed and if needed. So I think that's the best achievement.
The importance come in that there are so little veterinary students that actually goes into the bigger animals after they've graduated. We have a shortage of veterinarians within the specific scope of feedlots and the bigger animals. It's important to us because the students can actually see how good and nice and enticing it is to work with the bigger animals, and at the end of the day, obviously to get them to love the bigger animals, not to hug them, but to grow them to give us good red meat in South Africa.
So I'm Barry van Houten from Zoetis. We are one of the sponsors of this year's Onderstepoort Feedlot Challenge. We as Zoetis have been part of it for the last 7 years around about. The reason we're involved with it is because we sell antibiotics, we sell medicines, and we are really passionate about the products that we supply being used correctly. So this provides a perfect opportunity to teach the students from a very early age in their veterinary careers to actually use the products correctly and really learn a lot about Zoetis products, but also in terms of the feedlot industry and the feedlot cattle in general, which, if we think about it, they don't get much exposure to in the classroom or at Onderstepoort. So the challenge provides a perfect opportunity for the students to be exposed to that.
My name is Tegan Skulls. I'm from Group 7, Donald Rump. We chose our name purely because we wanted something that people could remember, and we also wanted to have a fun play on words between obviously a very obvious political figure overseas that everyone loves to joke about, and also a cut of steak, which majority of people also enjoy. And then we also named our animals after some of America's past presidents. I don't know what number, but for example, there's Joe Bison, so not Joe Biden. And there's Theodore Roosevelt, not Roosevelt. Yeah, so there's quite a few. George Wellington, not Washington. Yeah, so there's quite a few. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Leandra Viet. I am from Dead Poets Society, the Group 6 Feedlot group. How Feedlot contributed to my studies was actually in a very big and significant way. Not only did it help me develop as a leader, but as a future vet, it gave me a lot of practical experience and confidence. We got a lot of hands-on experience, and I did a lot of clinical procedures for the first time on my own. So I feel like going into clinics, I'm a lot more confident, a lot more assertive, and a lot more sure of myself. And in a more academic perspective, it has helped me to retain work a lot better because I've seen it practically and I remember it and I understand it. And because we have 2 modules this year about ruminants, I've been able to apply a lot of the knowledge I gained during Feedlot to my studies, and it's made it a lot easier for me to study and remember work.
Hello, my name is Deepali Narotham and I'm the group leader of the Star Wars OP Feedlot group. The Feedlot Challenge has been a really beneficial experience for all the members in my group from start to finish. It gave us the opportunity to have practical experience. We've done things that we haven't done before, and we had an opportunity to build on skills that we currently had. And we learned more about the feedlot industry. At the same time, we are doing 2 modules in ruminant production. And by doing the Feedlot Challenge while simultaneously learning about it, I think that really helped with our overall learning experience.
Hi, my name is Fiona Pillay and I'm the group leader for Zama and Yama. So the biggest challenge that we experienced was feed management and our bunk management as well. So some of the times we had to improve on our strategy, or we found that our boys or our bulls that we have sometimes wouldn't eat, or sometimes they'd eat too much, so we had to manage it in terms of acidosis and things that could potentially harm them or cause a drop in intake and affect our challenge basically. But it was interesting for us to learn these things because a lot of us didn't know about this before, and it was a good learning experience overall.
Goeiedag, in die week se termynmarkverslag sien ons dat die witmielieprys met 5% gestyg het, die geelmielieprys styg met 5.5%, horingprys styg met 3.2%, terwyl die sonneblomprys gestyg het met 3.9% en die sojaboonprys met 4.6%. Die Brent-olieprys het gedaal met 0.9%, die rand het verswak teenoor die dollar met 0.9%, die rand het ook verswak teenoor die pond met 1.1% en verswak ook teenoor die euro met 0.5%.
Good afternoon, my name is Brandon and I'm the team leader representative of the high stakes team. What did we learn about feed during the feedlot challenge? We learned quite a bit, and we also learned how to formulate a ration, to formulate the right ration using the raw ingredients that we had. We were one of the groups that had bulls and heifers, which was a mistake initially, but we decided, you know what, let's just deal with it, and we took up the challenge. So we learned that our bulls obviously consumed more feed because they eat more and they grow faster, whereas our heifers didn't really grow as quick as what they did or compared to the bulls. And we also noticed that the heifers didn't eat as much as the bulls. So we've always been told since the beginning, rather purchase bulls instead of heifers because of their growth rates. We also learned the importance of moldy feed. We had a group next to us who had moldy feed, and their feed intake went down quite drastically. One of the days we actually mixed feed and it started raining, but fortunately enough we weren't caught by the rain, so we learned that importance of never to have moldy feed or to wet your feed too much. Lastly, we're very fortunate and very happy that we could win the best heifer on foot here at the auction challenge between Group 2 and Group 3. We were one of the only two groups who had heifers, and yeah, we're very fortunate to win the best heifer.
My name is Cassidy Robertson and my group is Moose Like Jagger. For health monitoring, we had a system of using a Google Doc form that everyone had to fill in when they fed in the morning, checked in the afternoon and fed in the afternoon again. And we basically just spent a lot of time looking at the cows, looking at clinical signs and noticing any minor changes to make sure that they didn't get worse, so that we didn't have to put them under more stress and pull them and then have to treat them, because they do freak out a little bit in the crush. So that was our whole plan, was just to monitor our cows quite closely.
Hi, my name is Shira Sampson and I'm from Team Muchas Gracias. The biggest challenge for our group that I can recall is, firstly, our group went into isolation at the very beginning of the challenge. So we already felt like we started off a little bit under the other groups. And then unfortunately we lost 2 of our cattle to Goesikte very early on in the challenge. So this was a huge setback for our group, but we came back strong and I have a really good feeling about our evaluation today. Or quick sickness is what happens when the animals ingest a certain type of toxic plant, and then 6 to 8 weeks later when they are under stress. So with our cattle we pull them, one for a treatment and one for weighing. The stress affects them and then they die very suddenly. So it's called quick sickness because the death is very sudden, but it is a bit more of a chronic condition. So they didn't actually ingest the toxic plants here in the feedlot. As you can see, there's no plants. They ingested it in backgrounding before they came to us. So we are Muchas Gracias. Our steer number 413, affectionately known as Kevin, placed 3rd, and we won the best group of steers, best group of 3. I just want to say that I'm super proud of my team for all the hard work and for the resilience they showed throughout the challenge. I think we did incredibly. I had never been to an auction before, and I ended up bidding on our group of steers, well, outbidding myself, because I didn't realize no one else was bidding.
so I hiked up my own price.
I love that.
Yeah, but they were worth it. We paid 13,900 for a group of 5. I hiked up by about 1,000 rand. So, but it pays off.
My name is Gerard and I'm from Team Beefwiser. Our greatest challenge throughout this 2021 Feedlot Challenge was that unfortunately one of the calves that we bought in developed heart disease, and unfortunately we had to salvage slaughter him early on. It was a huge setback that set back all our calculations and all our profitability estimates, and it was hard for the team to digest and to go forward from there. So hopefully it goes well today. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, from the start our plan of action was never to win on the hoof, so it's absolutely amazing that with the plan that we had we could win on the hoof. So just overwhelmed with emotion right now. Yes, definitely. Since I was a little boy, I've been absolutely fascinated by ruminants and everything that is meat related. I'm sure, as you can see, I also like meat. So yeah, no, definitely in the future the plan is to go into the production animal industry and work in the red meat industry. We are Group 5 Beefwiser and we won on the hoof ox. Winners!
Today we just the Fat Stock Challenge at Onderstepoort, 5th year students. In the Fat Stock Challenge they fed the animals for 104 days. They're ready for slaughter. We did the final judging in the groups. There were 8 groups that participated. 2 groups had heifers only, and there were 7 groups actually that had male calves. We mainly looked today at conformations on the animals, length, depth, width, roundness. That went for the bulls and the heifers. And then we looked at the fat spread on the animals. We took that into consideration as well. If we look overall, it was a short feed, 104 days in feedlot scenario. That is a short feed period of time. But the students did well. They actually finished their calves very well. They worked hard, through rain and sunshine, and I was glad with the final result they gave us to judge. And we were happy with that. Overall, I think another year. I'm involved in this for 5 years now. I think every year has got its own challenges. It's actually very nice this year as opposed to last year with the COVID, when there was only 4 of us standing here. And we look forward to next year being even better.
Fulfillment.
Bottom.
We're in it to win it.
Unique.
Priceless.
Well, there you have it. We've been fortunate enough to meet the future vets that will be looking after the herd health of South Africa in the future, and we'll see you at the challenge again next year.